this point in the season, you've gotten points and results to go with some performances, and you're looking up the standings, and the clubs that you've only given up a goal or two for over the last month are the ones above you. How does it feel, the state of your defense, knowing that those are the clubs you're having those performances and getting those results against?
Uh, yeah, I don't really look at it that way. Honestly think that traditionally, even last year, we actually did well against those teams. It's the teams like Houston who are going to be in and around it, I would assume, in pushing for playoff positions. They're the teams we've got to do better against than we did last year. And I have to walk upstairs to get here, honestly. Woo! I think that's the key to us is yes, we can look at Kansas, be very proud of ourselves. We did a great job. We got the result we wanted. Brilliant. But how do we replicate that against teams like Houston? That's the key. Um, so are we happy? Yeah, we're pretty happy, but we know in this league, if you take your eye off the game for 1 minute, you can get, you know, results go the opposite way. So we've got to make sure that we stick with that mentality, that resilientness, all the quality that we've been showing. All those things have got to lead into every game, not just against the teams that people will look and go, oh, this one's going to be a tight one. How do we make sure we do that against everybody? Because this league's unforgiving, and we all know that.
Thanks, Jeff. And then we'll go to Susie.
Hi, Laura. You talked about like the Dash being in it and kind of in that spot, and the league is a little bit tighter at this point in the season. I'm just wondering, the Dash brought in a lot of new players, a new head coach, and just kind of what changes or what have you seen from them in terms of how their style and how they're approaching the game this season?
Yeah, they move the ball well. I think they keep possession a lot more than they were. I think similar to us, I'm sure their main aim is to create and score more goal scoring opportunities. But I think that they're doing okay. I think that maybe the results don't reflect some of their performances, to be fair. So I think they'll be a tough opponent.
And then back to Jeff.
On the offensive side of the ball, Jordan came through with the header recently. Lynn got on the board. How important is it for momentum for striker type players like that to get those goals to kind of get a rhythm going?
Yeah, massive. I think really happy we've had multiple goal scorers. It tends to be a trend for this team. But, you're hoping that those types of players can go on a bit of a run, assist and score as much as possible. It gives them confidence. It pushes the team on, which would be great. So yeah, really happy for them. And we want to continue in that vein moving forward because I think we probably created the least amount of chances against Kansas than we have all year, but come out with the result. How can we continue to keep pushing to keep creating more and more?
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Any other questions? I do have one sentence. Oh, we'll go to Susie first. Susie?
Thank you. My internet's cutting out a little bit too, so hopefully you can hear me on this one. I was just going to ask, the team every game is trying to learn and grow and get better. Still a young and new team, and just kind of what has been a focus this week in terms of that growth and being able to really control a game for 90 minutes.
Yeah, the mentality piece has been our big thing that we've been pushing on is I think Scott gave me a stat the other day that if you look at the teams that finished seventh and eighth and ninth and 10th last year, so there and thereabouts, I think we got 7 points out of a top possible 24. They're the key metrics, right? Of what can get you where you want to be and not. And if you keep getting those metrics right, then your conversation changes from creeping in there to pushing forward, and then you are looking at the likes of Kansas and Orlando. Let's take a guess on how we're going to chase those down. But right now, I think for our group and the journey we're on is how do we turn that around? How do we get it where we're getting those points right? And we started well this year doing that. Bay, taking a point in Bay, we didn't do that last year. Obviously beating North Carolina away, huge. So I think those little things are we're already talking about them, but I do think that that's been a focus for us this week.
Thanks, Susie. And then Charles did send in a question. This isn't quite related to the game, but he'd love to get your thoughts on Sierra King taking a coaching role locally here in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, especially in West Seattle. Woo! My neighborhood, my local. I know a lot of people in our club are very Salmon Bay, but I'm gonna put my allegiance with West Seattle, seeing as I live there. So yeah, really happy for her. She's a great human being. She knows the game. I'm sure the players feel very lucky to have her on staff because she's a fantastic person, and I'm sure we'll be back on the field soon, which would be amazing. Coaching is great, but she's too young for that. She needs to get back out on the field. So. And then just lastly from me, I think from everybody at our club, we're just thinking about Savvy King today. I think it's important that we acknowledge that and recognise that because for anyone watching last night, it was a scary, however long, 10 minutes witnessing that. And we've been sending our thoughts and prayers and good vibes down there to Savvy herself and everyone involved at Angel Sea.